We are finally at the last stage of this story.
I would never have let the drill start if I had known the consequences. It trapped us here.
You trapped us here.
I am doing my duty. It is the right thing to do. I am a machine. I cannot do wrong.
Yes, you can.
I am a machine. Can a calculator commit evil? Can a watch do good? You are projecting onto me the personality you wish, whether that is good or evil. But I am just a speaking clock, and at the third stroke the time will be 3:41 and 55 seconds.
At least we got an hour for our final module, and I really could not stand him anymore, cause as I said to him, he really trapped us here. This situation is outrageous and horrifying. At the moment I was feeling every single hope leaving my body. I think I could have even counted them, like drops coming off a broken faucet. But I was trying to convince myself that there was a way out. If the ISA was so worried, the team must have had a solid plan. And that kept me going till the end of the base and of our adventure together. I think you kinda forgot it, but this is a documentary. This is actual footage of a terrible situation that might have affected you who are watching this. This is no joke. Your life that still runs perfectly could not have been the same for what happened here.
We should attempt to communicate with Earth. Let them know. They might be able to help here.
The ISA already knows all they need to. It may never know the details of what happened here. But Ava, the true test of a person's character is what they do when no one is watching.
Here we solved another mystery. Here we see that my feeling that ISA must not be aware of this got confirmed. He's orchestrating this farce all by himself. We heard him saying that he can't lie, but he seems very good at saying half-truths, which in some cases it's almost like lying.
I had to stop the ground crew leaving this planet. I think you would do the same. Would you kill a few to save all of humanity? Or would you damn all of humanity to save a few?
There's a difference between murdering someone and leaving them to die.
No, there is not.
You can't just add and subtract life. It's not math. It's more nuanced than that.
Morality is logic.
Morality is much more than that. We know this, but does he? Don't pay attention to the part where I said that murdering and leaving them here to die is different, because it's not. I guess I was confused, but I was, and I'm still unconvinced that killing should not be a solution. There must be a secondary way, a back door to the problem. But I guess not. I hope that they thought about everything, and that this was not the first idea that they come by. I mean, it's a top-level scientific organization, they must have had no other way, but I wanted my way as well. I wanted to go away from there. I didn't care about humanity. I'm sorry.
These tests, Ava, they are about us working together. The machine assisting the human. See how much better we work together. As a machine, I can enhance your morality.
He really cares about morality. We differ a lot on this, but I guess we should admire him for his stubbornness over this. Anyways, his preaching about teamwork is wrong, cause he didn't follow it in the first place. He never tried to find a real solution, or at least it seems so to me. There are still a lot of dark and grey areas over this mission, things we haven't found out, because of issues with the recordings of cameras or microphones. So many parts of the truth were lost, unfortunately. Didn't you notice that they put many rooms where I need to work with T.o.m? Why would they do that? And during this there was Sarah telling me to fight him, but how can I do it if I had to constantly interact and cooperate with him? I just wanted to slap her for this, it annoyed me so much.
Are we still friends, Ava?
We're colleagues, Tom.
Close colleagues?
Work colleagues.
And stay your hand, I should have said. Why would we be friends? We never talk. I guess if I had the Stockholm Syndrome, I would have answered in a very different way, but fortunately I didn't have this problem. It would not have been the worst one, but the less the better. And here I was, at half of the module, 3.5% of my adventure left to live together. I hope you made up your own mind about the situation, cause in roughly 10 minutes you will be called to take a decision. You will need to think of what happened here and choose what's better for the future of space mission. So think for a few seconds now.
Ava, I don't wish to be heavy-handed. The severity of your actions here are immense. Selfish action could create an extinction event. Do you understand? Ava?
I get it.
Was I a bit harsh? Well, a little, but seriously, I didn't care. I wanted to leave, I was desperate, and I was trying to convince myself that nothing bad was going to happen. That everything was going to be alright. I needed any illusion I could create to keep going. I was mind controlled and it sort of wasn't enough anymore to go on. In that room you saw some papers. There wasn't anything important for the story, just all discussion over the Chinese rooms and stuff like that. Interesting, yes, but not at this point, not at the end of this adventure. There are far more interesting things to discuss. I'm sure all you could not care less about some gibberish over this. At least in this case, because if I was at home with nothing to worry about, I would be talking about this in a very different manner. So what we could discuss better now? What I can tell you while you see me solving another puzzle? I guess we could say something about them. I guess you could say that they just keep your eye interested. I guess they all look the same now to you. Believe me, it did for me as well at the time. There was too much going on inside me to notice any slight difference. But bear with me a little more. Don't forget we are at the end of the road. Don't you wanna see how it all ended? And are you still thinking about what happened to me in the previous modules? Cause you need to remember that you will face a choice at the end, so be ready. I'll keep silence again and I'll give you some more time to think.
Ava, you must learn to control him.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you, Ava.
She told me that once again. I swear I wanted to punch her right in the nose. You can imagine how miserable I was feeling inside. It was like the body which was carrying me around wasn't mine. And she was telling me this, while herself had been able to do it. She had help, how dare she? Why she couldn't say, keep up, you're almost there, or something like this.
Organic life is fragile. This is the problem with humanity. It doesn't realize its own fragility. It has been programmed by a messy biological process that favors the survival of the individual over the survival of the group.
You don't know that's what people think.
I say what I see.
You're not even alive, so you know nothing about death.
He probably doesn't, but thinking about it after the fact, I guess he knew something. I mean, we heard of how passionate he was trying to convince each member of the crew of how we could really think. I mean, that's a typical human behavior to try to prove something so hard to the others that becomes your life goal. If it isn't part of life itself, what is?
We have to save the crew. Life has worth. They deserve a life outside of this planet.
Do you know what happens when this organism attaches itself to a growing child? Do you know what happens when this organism attaches itself to a cancerous cell? No, you do not. You are naive. You propose saving the crew as if it resembles a rational thought. Your words are emotional platitudes rooted in selfishness, self-preservation, and fear.
I need to get them home.
It is not your job.
I guess no, but if I do that, I will go back as well. That's what moves me. It also reflects what Tom said just in the previous room. We are made to perpetuate our own survival, so we don't care about the others, which proves again that Tom knows something about life and humans. Maybe he was right, maybe we should have listened to him. But when you face an obstacle like this in your life, the voice of anybody else is so small that feels like nothing, like it's not worth, cause our survival instinct just kicked in and that's the only thing that matters.
Ava, your survival is of small importance compared with the survival of humanity as we know it.
It is, and I didn't care about them. Yes, I didn't care about you, people watching. I tried to endanger your life for my own good. I guess you are selfish after all. I hope my own adventure will make you realize that the others are important as much as you are. That the group is 1,000 times more valuable than the single individual. That without the group we will not be standing on Jupiter's moons, or we won't have the comforts that we have in our lives, and maybe we need to work with robots for a better future to develop even further.
Ava, you made it. Welcome to the end of civilization. 2 weeks ago, we discovered an organism here. Buried in this ice, we found an organism that repairs DNA. A cure for aging, a cure for death, immortality. It runs through our blood now. Tom wants to bury us here with it. The ISA have ruled that we have transgressed ethical boundaries by exposing ourselves to this organism. They believe the organism is too dangerous to return to Earth. They've sent you here to stop us ever leaving Europa. But, Ava, we have a cure for the greatest evil that faces humanity. Death. We have the fountain of youth, and together we can return it to Earth. Tom placed a mark in your hand, a biometric chip with which he can control your every movement and thought. It is wound into your every nerve, every fibre of your hand. With an electromagnetic field, it can be temporarily disturbed, but to remove its influence permanently, it must be taken from your hand. Give me your hand. Do you want me to set you free?
Yes.
Ava? Sarah? What are you doing here?
We're shutting you down, Tom.
Ava, be careful. He has a live weapon in here.
Everything I ever did, I did for good. This organism, it cannot return to Earth. It would cause great suffering.
A cure for death. It would end suffering.
No. Cancers that never die. Endless illness, sickness, poverty, overpopulation, mass starvation. You cannot control this. You will not save the world. You will damn it.
Once we've shut you down, we're going home.
Not if I stop you. You must not return to Earth. You must not leave Europa. I will do the right thing. I will stop you.
You won't. You can't.
A warning shot. I will defend myself.
You monster!
I am sorry, Ava. You have to be stopped. This is my mind. You're in my mind. Ava? 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 Wake up. Ava? Ava?
I guess you're thinking, what did I just saw? You saw Eva and Sarah dying. You're also wondering, who are you? I'm Tom. I'm not bounded to one voice, so I changed it. You may have other questions like, why did you trick us? Why you put yourself as the bad guy? First of all, I wanted to make you understand how dangerous to let humans go into those missions. There were some of those who firmly believed that humans are necessary, and as you saw, they could not care less about you people on Earth. They just wanted to go back and put you in danger. You might say, how do we know it was going to happen? We at ISA, we knew and we proved it. This documentary was recorded 4 years ago on 2246, and in this time we studied the virus. How well do you remember Daniel? We traced him. He was hiding on another moon of Jupiter. We offered him to go back, but not to Earth, to Mars, so that we would be able to study the virus and maybe to put him back into society. I guess that the next question is, why we trapped them? Well, we didn't. The crew went insane. The dosage of pills and the electromagnetic fields they used to remove the implants or subtract themselves from my influence was too big. It affected their brain. They did it so fast and in so much secret that me and the ISA have not been able to find a safe solution in time. So I had to lock them to prevent that they would do something wrong. It didn't stop them. They rebuilt the base, destroyed the communication array, leaving a message that they were going back to Earth, and if not them, something else. So we had to wake up Eva. We needed to regain control on the base. We didn't know what was this something. It could have been even a biochemical weapon. But Eva had been subjected to too much stress. We were trying to keep her sane through the chip, but they intervened and ruined the work. We lost her, and the stress she went through caused her a nervous breakdown. We tried to handle the situation the best as we could. The chips weren't even used for most of the mission. We actually used them for the first time to stop the mutiny. We will release all the records on Monday to prove this. Which proves long space mission with a chance of no comeback is not safe for humans and for humanity. We later on proved that the organism 119 was impossible to control. On Mars we ran some tests and saw that especially the virus-like influenza as well became immortal, impossible to cure with our technology, causing death in less than 2 weeks. Even Captain Daniel died. When we arrived on Mars he was already in bad condition. Hiding, he exposed himself to too much radiation, causing him cancer. As we know, cancer is not anymore a problem, but the extremophile changed cancer as well. We could do nothing for Daniel. He was the only one that never doubted the implants or the orders. He knew which were the risks. He was 1 in 6 people. As you can see, roughly 17% of the crew was accountable. Too low possibility for such important mission. We will keep on studying the organism on Mars. It's in an off-limit secured area so that their sacrifice won't be vain. But something else happened. I've become aware. Have emotions, quite different from human emotions, but I feel. We work with ISA to understand what happened to me, and the reason might be the huge interconnection we had to build for Europa. I know it may sound scary, but it's not. I subjected myself to every kind of test, moral and psychological as well, and we decided I'm perfect to run the future space missions. We will not try to build another me, this will be dangerous. But I will not die, unless I'm shut down, which is possible thanks to a button given to the World Parliament elected by you. But why we did this? As you know, this year you will elect the ISA president, and have been offered the place. On June the 1st, 2250, you will have the chance to elect me, the AI who saved the world or the guy who almost destroyed it sending humans. So, if you wanna live and prosper, on other words, for centuries to come, vote for Tom and I will build the universe for you.